this is the Provoked Prawn, and this is the Corsair HS55 Stereo. This is a 3.5mm wired headset from Corsair that works with PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and more thanks to that 3.5mm connection. And in this video I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the headset and talking about the highlights. Also, I'm using the microphone now for the voiceover for this video so you can hear exactly what that sounds like. And I was actually surprised by the quality of that, although there is a little bit of background noise capture, but more on that later on. As you can see, the headset is also quite nice looking. Now, I'll be honest, when Corsair sent the HS55 Stereo, I thought it wasn't going to be a great experience. I just reviewed recently the HS65, which is okay, and this is even cheaper. Now, usually budget headsets are very difficult to get on with, especially when, for the most part, I'm usually reviewing high-end headsets and more expensive models. But Corsair's done really well with a number of really nice headsets over the last few years. I'm a big fan of the HS80, for example, which is remarkably comfortable, has a really good microphone and good sound. And the Virtuoso from their top-end lineup is also pretty nice. And they've also done some surprisingly good budget headsets, or more affordable ones, and this is one of them. And when I took it out of the box, I thought, you know, it looks like a standard affordable headset, but it also does have some nice accents. You'll see on the side, for example, a sort of brushed aluminium finish on the Corsair logo, and out of the box you can also see some really nice padding. It has a flip to mute microphone, and it also doesn't skimp on the specs. You've got 50mm drivers, which actually are really loud, by the way, and deliver a pretty decent sound. I was quite impressed. And when I started using the headset, I was immediately struck by a number of things, and that was actually, it did a lot better than I thought it was going to in terms of the audio quality and the comfort. You can see that it has a reasonably stretchy headband. It feels pretty durable, and it will bend and twist quite nicely. The ear cups also swivel and turn, and those ear cups also, quite importantly, are quite large and reasonably sized, which is something the Corsair Virtuoso didn't have, because it has round ear cushions that aren't anywhere near as comfortable. So this gives you a lot more room for your ears. If you've got larger ears, this is much more comfortable. Also, you can see that these memory foam cushioned ear cushions that you can remove, so they do come off, although they do take quite a bit of pressure. You have to basically twist the ear cup in order to get it off, and it did feel like it was going to snap in my hand, so I will say that felt pretty terrible. And it does have a faux leather finish on it, as the other thing. So you've got faux leather memory foam cushioned ear cushions, and that's important because that does some passive noise cancellation, although I will say it's not as good as other headsets I've tried. I think the clamping force perhaps isn't as strong as other headsets, and maybe the cushioning isn't quite as cushiony, which means that the bleed from the external world is quite a bit stronger. That's not to say it doesn't deliver any passive noise cancellation, but it's not as good as other more expensive headsets I've tried. Also, the flip to mute microphone doesn't have side tones, so you can't hear yourself in there. I think that's worth bearing in mind. Now, it comes with a reasonably long 3.5mm cable. I'll include all the specs in the description so you can find out more about that, but you can see you have a single 3.5mm connection, which obviously you could use on console or whatever else, and then you have a Y splitter for use on PC that turns that into headset and microphone connections. And that's how I'm using it now, and how I have been using it, connecting up to PC, straight to the motherboard to then get the best quality sound out of it. I've also been using it in conjunction with the Rodecaster Pro 2, so it has a variety of potential uses on a variety of different devices. It's also a pretty nice looking headset, and it has a really good quality of sound to it. I was really surprised. For the amount of money you're paying, you get a really loud headset with really good quality sound, got a good bass to it, and actually a good range. Obviously, it is a stereo headset, so you haven't got any virtual surround sound, but you do have the option potentially of upgrading the sound with Dolby Atmos, Windows Sonic sound, or something else like DTS, and you have to pay extra for things like that, but you could do that. However, I have found that it's really good for various different games. I've been playing Escape from Tarkov and the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and been thoroughly enjoying this headset for it. I was also surprised by the all-day comfort. It's got really nice padding on the top of the headband, as you can see. It's pretty thick, and it's quite lightweight as well, so it's quite a lightweight headset, which means it doesn't put a lot of pressure on the top of the head, and the headband's big enough. It actually sits really nicely on the head as well, and because of the size of the ear cushions, just feel like it encompasses my ears in just the right amount without any unnecessary pressure on various points. And where it does touch the ears, it's really soft because you've got a nice cushioning on it. I also haven't found my head got too hot. I think because it's got really strong clamping force, it doesn't actually end up getting too hot. It's not a light clamping force either though, so don't think it's going to be falling off your head or anything like that. I found it to be pretty decent. You can also see when it's put on the skull, the squashy ear cushions, so you can see just how much they squash up against the head if necessary. You have basic controls on it, so you've got a volume wheel on the side, and I will say that does go pretty loud, and then flip to mute on the microphone, so you can just flip it up out of the way, and then that'll mute it. So all told, a surprisingly good package. Now, the one problem I do have is the microphone. As you can hear, I've had to boost it a little bit in Windows. It's been given a little bit of boost, and the result of that is a little bit of background noise pickup. You just hear a little bit of white noise, and that's not ideal. But otherwise, a fantastic headset for the money. This has been the Provoked Prawn. Thanks for watching. This has been the Provoked Prawn. Hope you found this video useful, interesting, hilarious, or otherwise. Take a look at these other videos that I think you might find interesting as well. And have a look at the description for links and other information you might find useful. Click that join button to see the benefits of being a member of my YouTube channel. And most importantly, have a great life.